Hello everybody, this is Mommy with Flowers by the Bunch. Today I'm going to make a really quick arrangement for just a pick-me-up. It's a get well soon arrangement, just lots of bright colors. I'm going to start out with a little bit of greenery. So I'm going to start out with leather because it's just inexpensive and it's a good filler. So I'm going to take my leather leaf. Now this one it's broken here. So I'm just going to pull the pieces off that are broken. I'm going to start out by just adding the greenery all the way around in this arrangement. It's just going to be my base. And then next what I'm going to use, and I haven't used this yet in my videos, is Dusty Miller. Now this is called Lacy Dusty Miller. I don't know if you can see how it's that pretty gray green color, just a really pretty foliage. Now Dusty Miller is thirsty. It's a lot like a hydrangea, and so you have to be sure that it stays well hydrated. So I cut a good bit of the stem off so that it won't wilt. It gives it a shorter amount of room to have to drink water. But I love Dusty Miller. I love its look. It's just a really pretty lacy foliage. Just a pretty. All right, so there's our little Dusty Miller there. I'm going to set this to the side. Next, I'm going to come in with my line flower, and I'm using Bells of Ireland today. I'm just going to pinch this foliage out of the top. I always just like to give it a little bit of a haircut. It just looks better to me. Now that's all it's in your opinion. If you like that little greenery, you can leave it up there. So I'm going to give us a little height with our Bells of Ireland. And you can see how Bells of Ireland kind of have a mind of their own. They want to twist and turn and kind of do what they want to. And I like that it kind of gives it a little bit of a whimsy. You know, it's not a straight up fancy flower. It's got a little bit of whimsy to it. So there's our Bells of Ireland. This is called stock. This is a fuchsia stock. We love stock here at Flowers by the Bunch. We use it a whole lot. It gives us some pretty color to the arrangement, and it smells pretty too. So I'm just taking that stock and tucking it into the arrangement. And I love this color. This color just gives us it's just pretty. It's just a happy color. Okay, so there's our stock. I also have some hydrangeas, so I'm going to use a hydrangea in the front and in the back of this arrangement. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling off all the foliage real quick. That helps you to, it helps the flower to stay hydrated. When you pull all that foliage off, then when it's drinking the water, it doesn't have to hydrate the foliage. It's just going to hydrate the head of the flower. And so it just makes them stay nice and fresh. I put one of those in the front, and I'm going to tuck one back here in the back. Let's get that fella standing back up there. All right, so there's our hydrangeas, and I've got one in the front and one in the back. Next, I'm going to come in with a little bit of Solidago. This is just going to give us a little bit more form. Solidago is just a happy foliage, a happy filler, I mean. Just pretty and yellow, and it's so easy to work with. It's always been my favorite. And so I'm tucking a little bit of this yellow in. So you can see how I've got it back there, and I'm going to tuck one piece on this side. So this is really an all the way around arrangement. So it's pretty all the way around. So no matter where you sit, it's pretty. All right, next I'm going to come in with some Alstroemeria lilies. Now I love Alstroemeria lilies, and I love them because they last so long. They're just a long lasting flower. And so I'm going to tuck a few of those happy pink Alstros in this arrangement. the lady who ordered it just said she wanted lots of color, and so that's what we're going to give her, just lots of pretty color. All right, so there's our astros. Got astros all the way around. Next, I'm going to come in with some sunflowers, and these are a medium size and some minis. You can see how tiny that little guy is. I don't normally get in large suns. Sunflowers are just, they're so large, and they're hard to get them to mind you. They don't want to do what you want them to do in an arrangement, always. And so that's why I prefer the medium size over the minis. And the medium size, it's just a nice size. It's not too little, not too big, just right. And so that's why I like the mediums the best. But these are sweet. See how pretty those little suns. And then this little guy, I'm going to tuck him in the top. All right, I have my sunflowers in there. And then last, I'm going to use some of these beautiful ranunculus that we got these in yesterday. And so I'm going to use the tiny one first. And I'm going to turn it around and kind of look at it a second. And I'm just going to kind of stagger them down just a little bit. But ranunculus are such pretty little flowers. They're perfect for flowers to wear, like in a wedding or a prom, or, you know, that kind of thing. They're great for corsages and boutonnieres. They're just such pretty little flowers. So there's our little ranunculus. And you can see they're not very big. So I don't get them in real often, just because they're not inexpensive flowers. And when they don't give you a whole lot of bang for your buck, you hate to use a flower that's pricey in place of a flower that you can get. But you can see this little guy. See how pretty and happy he is. Just such a happy, pretty flower. Okay, and last, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with some different foliages just to give us a little bit, just a little bit more texture. This is called Green Dragon. I love Green Dragon. It almost looks like little tiny pennies. I don't know if you can see it up close. It has the foliage looks like little pennies tucked on there. And so I'm going to tuck us just a little bit of Green Dragon in. And I love the texture. It gives such a pretty texture to your arrangement. And you get a lot on a stem, so I love that part too. All right, guys, let me move him. He's a little close to his brother. We'll move him just a smidge, because I don't want him to touch. All right, there's our little flower arrangement to send out as a get well soon. Guys, thank you so much for being here this afternoon. I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you real soon.